today we're going to be chatting about a bunch of different things, some of them being Steam's had a great year this year, and also we have a 2 terabyte SD card coming soon, and then we have various other things. We have a bunch of articles brought to you by a Wolf from the community. She did research while I was playing Alan Wake on twitch.tv and prepared everything. So, big shout out to her. Now, we're just starting, and also I had... Yeah, poor connection. Give me 1 second. Descript, quit. Everything should be better now. I'm going to improve the bitrate. Just give me 1 second. So the problem with Descript is it syncs. Okay, let's see. And is Descript still running? Okay, it's better now. Okay, let's start that kind of over. Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also Brink, and we are one community. Today we're going to be talking about Steam, about various other articles. I mean, we have 2 terabyte SD cards. We have world's first flash cart for Nintendo Switch unveiled, which I'm going to save you a lot. It looks fake. But it has some interesting pieces to it. And we are going to be talking about just a bunch of other fun stuff. All this is brought to you by Wolf from the community. She did a great job researching a bunch of stuff for me to do and to talk about today. And then we're going to end within an hour period. And as long as I'm filling up for it, we're playing some twitch.tv, TH3BRANK, some Alan Wake 2. I'm trying to get through it and get it done. So I'm working hard on it. Okay. So, don't know if my chat system... I'm just going to make sure everything's working. Don't mind me. Seconds. I'm just making sure that, okay. People should be, yeah, okay, I think everything's working fine now. Okay, let's get back into this. And if we have a very low turnout today for the live streaming, then we will just switch on over to Twitch. Okay, so let's switch on over to sharing. And let's talk about some of these articles. Because honestly, I think they're pretty cool. I think they're really good. I definitely think they're worth eyeing over. I think there's some good information. Favorite being the 2 terabyte drives coming out, of course. So, this article from PC Gamer goes through a couple of different things. With Epic Game Store still doing their best, but they had layoffs with 800 employees. They also had to sell, or pawn off is what it says in here, their beloved music marketplace, Bandcamp, which is really, like, if you read into it, it's very much a beloved marketplace, and it's unfortunate because it sounds like it's going to hurt them a lot. Chris Lee, what are your top 5 favorite games to play on your Steam Deck, OLED, or Legion Go? I will be making... the Legion Go has been a disappointment for me, but the OLED, I will be making an HDR OLED specific list of top 10 games. I'm going to try to stick to 10, could be 5 list, but I can talk about it soon, Chris Lee. Let's add that to, I'm going to add your question onto here. Okay. and we'll get to it towards the end. And everyone else is more than welcome to ask questions, and I'll answer it at the end. Hey, Mama Gabe Newell. Yeah, right. I love this picture, and this is the picture that everyone uses. Honestly, I'd probably use it too. Hey, Wolf, welcome. Okay, so, yeah, Epic's had a pretty... I honestly don't think Epic's had a bad year. It's going to be a slow growing time for them, but Steam has had an amazing year, and it doesn't help that the Steam Deck is a very popular device amongst PC gamers that are on the go, and it just makes it easy to buy everything on Steam as opposed to Epic Games where you just have to do some extra steps to get it to work on the Steam Deck, and oftentimes doesn't work. So, yeah, the Fortnite stuff, Unreal Engine, Epic Game Store, all that stuff that Epic has is not bad. They just kind of overinvested, I think, in certain areas. Not uncommon for companies to do layoffs, but 800 employees is quite a bit. But their Unreal Engine is, I think, still killing it. I would not be surprised how they've got to be making bank. You have Witcher 4, I believe, which is on Unreal Engine. You have CD Projekt Red switching over to it. You have a lot of studios switching over to it. And with that is a pretty good bump in revenue from just the Unreal Engine side of things. Fortnite continues to make a lot of money. They don't make that much money. They don't. I think it's still downtrending a little bit, but I think a lot of things in that they tend to cash cow, and they're cash cowing Fortnite a little bit, and that's what they're paying for all the free stuff from Epic Games. If you have not been picking up your Epic Games for free for the past week, essentially. They've been every day coming out with a new free game, so make sure to check out Epic Games and get your free copy. With that, Steam, this article goes over, Steam has gotten, let's do some zooms in. Steam has had Diablo 4, Overwatch coming. EA, Activision, Microsoft have all been recommitted back into Steam as they want more sales. They don't like the cut, but I think Steam lowered the cut down so it's more palatable to them, which in some ways Epic Games won in that. Epic Games, one of the reasons why they did a launcher and did a store is because they did not like, and they don't like it on the Apple and Google side. They do not like it on the Steam side. 30% on all these stores. It's a huge cut. I personally think it's too much. I think Steam's cut it back down. I don't know what their cut is now. We'd have to look it up, but I think reasonably 10 to 15% is a very reasonable amount. You have to remember these are platforms that have downloading, all that stuff, and cost-wise, I don't know what the cost is of lifetime ownership. Let's say a game of 100 gigabytes, how much it's going to cost in bandwidth for, let's say, that one buyer to download it 5 times. Let's say that's the average of them downloading it. So you got to remember that type of stuff. Chris Lee, how was your Christmas, everyone? My Christmas was good. I got a couple of things. I got a Steam gift card from the in-laws. I got this book called The Anti-Planner. Helps with ADHD and neurodivergent people, which is just you have a hard time sticking to things, or you're over. Last year I did really well. This year it was a little harder for me to stick to things, and so with this, it has strategies for me to jump on. Well, if I run into a rut or something like that, I can go into it and it gets me back on track. I also have the Legion Go. I'm not going to call it review, but just overview, or my first month usage of it. I have that video recorded and I'm in the middle of editing it. So that will be out hopefully tomorrow, just as a heads up. Okay. Then I also have the OLED and the ROG Ally stuff I'll be working on too the next few days. Okay, so this just continues to talk just about how Steam is just doing really well. Epic had some big wins of its own. Alan Wake 2, which Epic funded and published, was a critical hit, and I'm thankful for someone keeping Remedy making games. I mean, Alan Wake 2, I'm in the middle of playing this, and this is so hard because I want to go play it right now. We're going to get through all these articles, and we're going to go play it at twitch.tv. Alan Wake 2 is my game of the year. Just saying. It is my game of the year. It doesn't play well on any portable device right now. Like, you can adjust things and get it to work on ROG Ally, but it doesn't play off the bat. It is a phenomenal story. It's very long, so if you want something that's going to take you 25, well, if you're trying to do most of everything, 25 plus hours of gameplay in this thing. Very replayable. And it's just a fun story. If you like deep stories. Not for everyone, though, so I get it. So, yeah. It continues to go over, like, wins and epics and all that. Like, I think Epic's done pretty well, but Steam has just taken the cake in a lot of ways. So, pretty good little end of the year thing here. This is next article, this next news item is pretty weird. It's not weird, but this is an AI generated image. You can pretty much tell by the writings. And so you're like, I thought, oh, this is what the new cartridges are going to look like for the new Switch 2. No. That's an AI generation. Which is interesting. But yeah, groundbreaking video has recently surfaced on the internet revealing that what appears to be the world's first functional flash cart for the popular Nintendo Switch gaming system. The video shared by the user AfterTimeX on Twitter showcases a cartridge that utilizes a micro SD card for storage, is capable of supporting multiple games. Remarkably, the flash cart seems to be compatible with all Switch firmwares. Okay, this is not Switch 2, sorry. It's a flash cart. So the point of...
The Hylian language is featured across...
Is this... I think I got this wrong. This is the wrong video. Okay. Besides the point. But what about this video? Which is capable of supporting multiple games and utilizing a micro SD card for storage. So if you want to, you can use a micro SD card for storage. Is the flash cart compatible with the Switch firmware versions? Yes. And so it just goes over compatibilities for using flash cart for your Switch. So I'll have that in the description below if I remember. Okay. Then LG's new this is a good article, and if you have not done so, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar. Liking it does help. We'll get numbers back up into next year as I'll be posting more. But LG's new 4080 hertz gaming monitor just changed the game. This is an interesting one, and this is one that I know people love, like, and I want to know what you guys think, chat. How many hertz is too many hertzes for you? What is your limit, chat? I want to know. Me, as long as it's 100 hertz, I'm fine. 90 to 100 is good enough for me. I don't need 120, 144. My main monitor right here is Aurorus. Is it an ASUS or is it Gigabyte? I think it's an ASUS monitor, and it's 144 hertz. Awesome. I don't play many games that do 144. I usually try to keep to a certain, like I said, 90 to 100 is awesome. If it's 60, I'm not going to die, but I have gotten used to some higher frame rates in certain games, especially multiplayer. So it's nice. It's very smooth. Feels very, I don't know. You can tell. Once you get past 60, you can still tell, but it's precision and movements that are nice. LG new very expensive monitor, the Icarus, yeah. Oh, you know it. So it's a 4K, but it can do 1080 at 480. So I think it has variable rates of how you want to use this. If you want to use it at 4K, I do like that concept though. If I get a 4K, and then I can like downscale it down to, let's say, a 2K with, let's say, 120 hertz if they allow that, I'm down for that. 100%. Yeah, so it's 4K OLED monitor with a 204. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, I read part of this. I must have missed this part. I thought it was going to be like 120 or something like that. 4K OLED monitor with 240 hertz refresh rate is crazy. That's too much. 1080, I know people will say there's a difference in multiplayer and in competitiveness, maybe, but 480 seems ridiculous. Let's be honest. I think 240 maxes out on the ridiculous scale. You could tell me whether or not I'm wrong. If you have something that you like, let me know, like a refresh rate. I'd love to hear what you guys are saying. I'd be a little bit more lively in chat and let me know. But yeah. Alienware 500 hertz gaming display to shame. Wait, why does it do that as a highly competitive screen? Is it because it's 4K? Yeah. Okay. 500 hertz. Like, these are gimmicky. We're getting into gimmicky. Like, well, I'd like to start seeing like a 32-inch 8K monitor that's like 120 hertz. That's my sweet spot. I think that's about as big as I'm going to go. That Cat Smith review. I have made a 16K pixel square image, and man, that's a lot of detail in one image. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Cat Smith. It is. It's a lot of detail, and we have diminishing returns. You know, once we get to 8K, it's diminishing. 4K is a sweet spot, and not everything supports it, but you can. I can still, even with my 4K monitor, see a little bit of pixelations. 8K would be just beautiful, but you know, I'm pretty satisfied with 4K OLED. Right? Or mine's not an OLED, mine's a 4K HDR, which is nice. I do like it. I'm just kind of curious where the ridiculousness stops with these hertz. Hertz, don't it? No, I'm not going to do any jokes, guys. No jokes. No joking for me. So I thought that was a pretty interesting article. And I'm just curious about like what people in the community thought about that too. So let me know if you're watching this after the fact. Let me know in the comments. Cyberpunk 2077 fans need to check out upcoming prequel Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. So we know that there's a Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, or like they're going to be coming out with a second one, I believe. And now there's a prequel coming out or announced. I think there's two spin-offs, or two, like this is a spin-off potentially. Let's see. Cyberpunk 2077 spawned several successful spin-offs. Yeah. Okay, yeah, with the TV show and some other stuff. The prequel spin-off has been launched on Kickstarter, letting you bring a... Wait, what? I didn't know they did a Kickstarter. Oh. It's a prequel board game? I guess I'm missing out. I must have missed this article because I read part of it. Okay. This is honestly pretty cool. 120 is ridiculously high for something like this. So okay. Sorry. Officially licensed Cyberpunk Red Skirmish miniature game, fast-paced action and streets of... So this is a prequel, right? Is what this is saying. Prequel Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone announced. Is this the is an expansion to the Red series, and is currently accepting pledges on Kickstarter, which will grant you one of the expansion. Is there also a DLC, or I mean, not a DLC? So is the prequel just a tabletop? Okay, yeah, is a tabletop board game. Okay, that makes sense. I misread it. Icarus, the Horizon Dawn board game was expensive. I bet it was. This is expensive too, but there usually is a reason. It's highly detailed. They also want to make a profit, obviously. But like, why is this not playing? Oh, there we go. Just the player's broken. I mean, it's detailed. It looks sick, but yeah, it comes uncolored, right? And I'm not one to color it in. I just don't have the time to color it in. Does it have a colored one? Man, this would be really fun, though. This is 300,000 already pledged. I am not in a place I want to spend $120 right now on something like this, but maybe in the future. How long does this go for? Last update. It could be a continual one. It might not have an end date. Okay, that's fine. I'm interested, honestly. I like but you guys, if you know me, I love Cyberpunk. So I'm at Horizon Zero Dawn, but yeah, not going to get this. Yeah, I could totally see people like I'm interested in this, but I'm interested in it later down the road after I take care of a lot of other things I need to take care of. Excuse me. Casmith review, and the image is too big for Discord to actually show it. It has an image and just shows it as it was a file uploaded and not an image. Yeah, there's a lot of limits. And the reason why, like in programming, you want to put limits, like on image, if it's too large, is that it could crash systems, or you do edge-based testing or edge-based or boundary tests where it's like, okay, well, we don't want to allow an image too small, too large. It could help prevent maybe viruses. It could help prevent crashing of the app. There's a lot of things, so they're going to handle it differently potentially. So there's a lot of reasons to handle that type of stuff at CatSmith for you. Smart on them actually. That really shows that they've boundary tested the Discord quite a bit. So on to the next thing. If you have not seen it yet, Legion Go on their website gets its first major discount on the Boxing Day sale. I wonder if it's still on sale though, but it was on sale. If it's not still, let's see here. I need to double check. Yeah, but it's 10% off. Legion Go screen protector. So you get this combo. Is that? You save $72. Okay. I mean, it's not bad, but to be fair, like, okay. This is just European. Does this have dollar? Let's see. Nope. It might just be European because of yeah. It's still pretty good. Still pretty interesting. If you want the Legion Go, I don't recommend it this time. Watch my review tomorrow. Its niceties do not outweigh its just issues. I will probably, I keep on saying I'll try to get a new one. I heard enough of other people having issues that the Legion Go just, I'd be careful with the Legion Go. But there's discounts going on right now. I'd keep an eye out. And I would definitely say the Legion Go, I have a feeling, won't sell as well as the ROG Ally. And with that, we'll probably see some heavy discounts in the next month or two. I shouldn't say heavy, but we'll probably see like 20% discount. I would be surprised in like the next 2 or 3 days or months. CatSmith for you, although an 8K image does show as an image on Discord, and when I first select an 8K image to send, while it's making the preview of the images already very badly lags Discord for me. Oh, yeah, that's 100% the point. You want to be very careful because then you're going to give other people issues, and so you got to be very careful with uploading massive images onto chat platforms and other platforms where the rendering engine might not be able to handle that type of stuff very well, and it can really lag it. Depending on how it renders the image. These were the biggest games on Steam and Steam Deck in 2023. I thought this one is an interesting one. What were your guys' biggest games for Steam Deck? I'm going to be doing a podcast where my top games of the year of 2023 episode. But Steam Deck wise, like I played a lot of ROG Ally, and then I've switched back to the Steam Deck for some of my backlog games, right? So like Tony Hawk and some other new aged, or just like this year's releases plays better on the ROG Ally. And then on the Steam Deck, I like playing like Shadow of Mordor is one that I beat a week ago. Loved the game, and I love that I was able to beat that on the Steam Deck, and it plays so well on the Steam Deck. Shadow of War will probably be one that I play on my main PC because I really want a good feel, at least in the beginning. Maybe I'll switch over to the deck. Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3 is one that I also haven't gotten too far into on the deck, but I am curious. But I am also curious to just play with the mouse and keyboard. Cyberpunk 2077 still doesn't play like the world's best. I am curious about the FSR 3.0 mod. So there's that mod that's out that people were able to play really well, but the UI is screwy. So it'll be interesting to see if that gets improved. It probably doesn't work very well for... I'm not going to go into speculation on it, but there's some cool stuff that's coming out with that. None of these... Okay, these are the best-selling games. Okay, I was going to say, what's the best... Steam... I want to... Wait, don't they have a Steam... Where's the Steam Deck? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't think... Wait, Starfield? Pal says the list of the most played Steam Deck games was measured by daily active player. Starfield's not great on the deck. I'm going to say that right now. I don't recommend Starfield on it. Everything else fairly decent. Cyberpunk's okay on the deck, but definitely much better on any other device. Armored Core's pretty good on the deck. Like everything else, Baldur's Gate also has its issues, but they might have fixed that in the past few patches. Pretty solid list. Like this is no surprise. Elden Ring is like the king of the deck apparently, but yeah, it's pretty interesting what people play on the deck. Starfield though on the other hand plays amazing on the ROG comparatively. It does not play very well on. It has some like performance issues on the Legion Go, and then Steam Deck also. But the ROG Ally, it can have some dips, but I'm surprised at what that thing can handle. That thing is an amazing device. The new Starfield rating on Steam is wild. You're right, Michael. Michael, let's actually look at that real quick. Sure, I like that you call that out. Ooh. Oh man, Starfield's even on sale. Well, you guys got to see my birth date. Mostly negative. Yeah, almost everything coming in. That's right, is mostly negative. Very disappointed with the final product. I have never been a fan of fast travel in any game, and you are forced to use it here. It breaks any kind of immersion you were hoping for. I'll be honest, stupid reason. A stupid reason to not recommend it, but okay, whatever. Dude, if you can, okay, we're gonna have some fun here. We're gonna roast some people. How do you have an immersive Starfield to Starfield game that does not have like you Starfield would be impossible without fast travel, or like fast travel. Now you can make it to where you're kind of pretending like you're going light speed and going to the next thing and have that be a loading screen, but you literally cannot do it otherwise. Other games kind of do it, but like that's a stupid reason. Sorry. Your opinion, Winand, it does not count. I'm just kidding. I mean, for the most part. I wasn't going to write this, but because it's 50-50. Performance is not great. For what you get, like Starfield is one of those games where it has a couple of really cool ideas. Like the shipbuilding's awesome. Some of the factions are really cool, but it feels like it should not have cost how much it did. I don't know where they spend their money. Obviously, a lot of it on marketing, but it should have been partitioned out better. Factions should have been brought. Like certain areas are really cool. Some are just like this wasn't thought out well. Mass Effect 10 years ago had a better concept for intergalactic everything, which is sad. Like Starfield in a lot of ways I like it and it's fun, but I have not finished it yet. I do plan on finishing it one day, but I played 40, 50 hours of it, and I've done everything in the sense of I've seen the same building 10 times, and I'm kind of just over it. They made it so reused and repetitive that it really was boring. Very unfortunate. I'll get back into it and finish it because I still have some missions and stuff that seems interesting to me. But unfortunately, a lot of it is just very, honestly, B-level. Now, as a full piece, there's a lot of gems in it. Like, they actually do like a couple of the characters in it. I like a couple of events that occur in it. Some of the other stuff, like the spaceship, is really cool and fun. It's just falls flat in so many areas that I just don't know what they were doing. Honestly, like everyone's been mentioning, I think, on the internet, Fallout or Starfield suffers from being just like what they were 10 years ago. So they have not changed. Raichi, Mass Effect 3, controlling a 3 cm Normandy running away from the Reapers was peak space exploration. Exactly. I don't know about that, but exactly. Starfield is a bad optimized game. Todd said it just works. I mean, depending on what system you have, it just works. Sure, it's not. Some of the textures are just disgustingly low poly, and some of the stuff you see, you're just like, how do they require this much hardware? Or like when you up it to high, it doesn't look great at times. It's very sad. Very sad. I love me sci-fi, so I do love it. But don't get me wrong, I shouldn't say I love it. I do like Starfield, but and someone pointed this out. Starfield is the first new universe in 25 years from Bethesda Game Studios, the award-winning creators of Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, and Fallout 4. The dumbest description of a game possible. It just pretty much says, oh, wait, we did cool things back with Fallout 4 and Skyrim. Games that are fairly old at this point. Skyrim's, 10 years old now? Over 10 years? Like, this is ridiculous, guys. Like, Bethesda needs to get their shit together if they want to do better. Like, this is just ridiculous. I'll be very honest. Like, as a game developer, as whatever I do, this is very sad, and I feel very bad for the devs because there's a lot of people that put a lot of work into this and a lot of sweat, tears, and everything into it. And I'm sure some of them did, like I said, the shipbuilding, a lot of other things were really done well. But it's just unfortunate that that the whole thing, like the game director, did not do a good job. And honestly, they need to get a new writing team and they need to get new game directors. Maybe the game director can be upgraded to the next level in the company of being over finances or something. I don't know. Be over something else, not the main game direction, and making sure everything is cohesive. So, problems there. Raichi, now graphics settings are not about textures. This is about the level of FSR used. FSR, yes, but I've used it with and without FSR. The textures are poor. Flat out. I could turn FSR off if I wanted, but the textures are not good. The poly count, I should say. So textures are a big deal for me. The poly count is also a big deal, meaning like the hair. Bethesda's never been amazing with the hair, but I've been very dismissive in the past. With this one, some characters just look really bad. Like, she does not look like that. Her hair does not look like this, but you're probably right, Raichi, to some point. Well, you are. You're right to a point. They relied too heavily on FSR to pull the weight, and so you're right. It is a badly optimized game. I will hand it to you on that for sure. And I'm not trying to argue. Sounds like I'm trying to argue with you. I'm not. Wow. What? Whatever. Yeah, it's interesting. You're going to hear me talk about the games I played this year and what my favorites are. Hands down, though, Alan Wake 2 is just by far the best. That's unfortunately not on Steam. But there wouldn't have been an Alan Wake 2 unless Epic Games paid for it. So it's on Epic Games first, and then it will probably be released on Steam later. Okay. Let's move on to... Oh yeah, they're still making the Borderlands 4. Okay, like the highlights from this. Borderlands 4 is likely in development, and an official announcement and reveals in 2024 is quite likely. I don't know what. E3, if you guys didn't notice a couple of weeks ago, E3 is dead. It is gone. No more E3. If you liked E3, done. If you hated it, you should be happy. I personally liked E3. I know a lot of people complained about it, but like, don't watch it. Don't go to it. If you don't like it, then don't consume it. Like, people complain about something for not having to consume it. I liked it. I've been to E3 once, and I've consumed their stuff. I do think it gets a little overblown, but I do like it. But I don't know where we're gonna see it. Now the problem is without having like a main place to like announce things. You kind of get PlayStation, you get Xbox, you have a Nintendo's press release. It's not going to be on Nintendo. Icarus, I remember watching E3 on TV. Exactly. It's nostalgic for me. I want something, and it doesn't have to be E3. Just I want something to take its place and be the like, if I can only afford to go to one game conference or one game event a year, I want something that's kind of more altogether like that. And then maybe I can go to it. Tiny Tina's Wonderland 2 or another spin-off game could be announced in 2024, although either would most likely be ways off compared to the Borderlands 4. Borderlands 4, I'm not so... I bet you Borderlands 4, we either get the game coming out at the end of the year, or they're going to announce it and do it like the 2025 release. They need to stop announcing these games and then releasing them like 3 years down the road. I'm thinking, because Borderlands 3 came out, 2-3 years ago, that Borderlands 4 will be coming out in the next year or two. Depends. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands 2, I haven't finished Wonderlands 1. I'd be surprised if they made another one. It didn't do very well, and the game was fun. It just was too Borderlands-esque, and it just needed more uniqueness, and it didn't have that. The Borderlands movie is set to release on August 9th, 2024, and it's expected to be a big hit with star-studded cast. Ongoing support for Borderlands 3 and other games will continue with new updates and free giveaways. This is interesting. If you guys like Borderlands, keep an eye out for Borderlands 3 DLC and like some updates and probably stuff that they're going to do around the movie with the game. I think they're onto something here on Game Rant. Now, I will have to say, personally, I'm a huge Borderlands fan. I'm excited for this. I can see a lot of people are going to hate watch this or hate this. I can see a lot of hate coming for a Borderlands movie. We've seen some of the cast. Let's see what the cast looks like again. Borderlands cast. Let's see. Borderlands movie cast. Is this it? Yeah, it's going to be so weird. Yeah. Ariana, let's see. Tiny Tina. I could see that. I could see that, except for Tiny Tina, like maybe a more grown-up Tiny Tina. I mean, I prefer Tiny Tina being young. Jack Black as Claptrap. That makes sense. It will be really, like, you got Blonde, as Lilith. It's going to be a really weird lineup. Kevin Hart as Roland, that one's a weird one because he's kind of shorter. It's interesting. It's an interesting lineup that we're going to be getting. I'm excited, but I honestly I'm excited for the movie. I do think there'll be some funness to it. I think that because it's going to be such a big dollar hit, I think there's going to be some good thought put into it. But when you throw in, a bunch of stars, it can destroy a movie. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm excited, but I can understand if you guys are not going to be so excited about it. Lenovo could ship first mainstream laptops with Oculink ports in 2024, leaks. This is a big deal. Oculink is really good for VR and more or less eGPU. And it's a standard that increases the bandwidth from a regular USB 4 high bandwidth port by like 30%, I believe, right? I think a standard USB 4 is I'm going to get these 40 gigs. Maybe it's Thunderbolt, but 40 gigs, I believe an Oculink is 60 gigs. I could be wrong on that. You guys can correct me if you want. But yeah, it's a big deal. And I actually would love to see this. It is an open, I don't know if it's open source so much as it's a PCI Express Oculink. And I think it's not so proprietary as as USB for the Thunderbolt. So that is the Thunderbolt is Intel's patent. This is a pretty cool one. Now the problem is it is not a USB 4 or USB-C type port, but it's very specific. Okay, it has speeds up. Let's see, Thunderbolt 5, USB 4, V2, bringing bidirectional data transfer speeds up to 80 gigs. That's crazy. The next best thing may be Oculink, which is high-speed standard, has been used in servers for past decade. So what this does is it's express lane. So you can get really fast speeds. I don't know about that fastest speeds though. In theory, it could go faster, though. It should be able to go faster than anything USB can. We'd have to look. Okay, so if it has a 16 throughput, it can do 121. Yeah, so it all depends on the PCI Express lanes it's using. So that's the whole point. So your add-on cards in here in your computer and everything have PCI Express lanes, right? They have more bandwidth. They can transfer a lot more data. There's a lot of good to that. That's another reason why video cards use that port. And having this, it has a high throughput, like it says right here, per lane. This is a big deal. Like in theory, it says like here planned, but in theory it could get to 242 with this. Now I don't know if you're going to be able to expect that in the Oculink, but if it could get close to that, that's ridiculous. I'm hoping that it's close. Like right now, I think it's in the 60, which I don't know. I do think it'll be interesting to see how USB 4, Thunderbolt, and Oculink compare. From my understanding, too, is if you're doing like an eGPU, the Oculink is going to have less travel distance, meaning less latency. So if you have a video card hooked into the Oculink, you're going to have less latency than you would with a USB or Thunderbolt. So that's also something to take into account, potentially. Also, cord length matters too, and all that. So, and 1X GPU. Oh, I still need to look into getting one of these things. Forgot about this. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, the nice thing about here's the thing with the Legion Go, it could be a really good desktop replacement device. I don't really recommend it right now until they fix their hardware and driver issues. But using something like the 1X GPU graphics dock with something like this could be a full desktop replacement. We're so close. We're so close to getting a full desktop replacement with an eGPU gamepad or a game device combo. So I am really keeping an eye out for something like this, and I am really interested in this device too. I don't know how well it's doing. I don't think it's doing very well. Just as a heads up, so we'll see if it continues, but it's honestly a very slick device, and I think it's really cool, and I would love to see more. Okay, Overkill.wtf, these guys over here, some of the OG Steam Deck covers. I chat with them a little bit in Discord. They have this thing that might be based off another article, is talking about a 2 terabyte SD card that's being announced. If you're currently adding countless games to your backlog as a result, the company just announced that it has created its highest capacity micro SD XC, which this is a V30 XC3. Let's see. Yeah, the upcoming 2 terabyte card, dubbed the Xperia Plus G2, is said to have read speeds of up to 100 megabytes a second and write speeds of up to 90 megabytes a second. This is a 2 terabyte size now, and it honestly, for the original Steam Deck, for the Steam Deck, this is perfect. For, I believe, the ROG Ally, this will be a little bit of a downgrade in the sense of I think it can have higher read and write speeds. But, and this is actually kind of a disappointment with especially if you're doing, let's say, like video recording, stuff like that, you wouldn't really want this card, but for games and for what the Steam Deck can do, this is awesome. And I personally have a hard time filling up all the games I can play in a 2 terabyte. I have done that, and for testing purposes, I'd love to just have all my games on a device, on 2 of these, and swap them between different devices for testing. I love it. 2 terabytes, so beautiful. You know it's going to be pricey though. Do we have a price? I don't think we have a price yet on this. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think there's a price yet for this, but I think the 1.5 terabyte, let's see. Is, 150. Oh, wow. SanDisk Ultra. I didn't realize they had a 1.5. It's 150. So around 120, 150, depending on sales and all that, is what you can expect. So expect the 2 terabyte to probably, when it officially comes out, like let's say SanDisk comes out with one, expect it to be probably 150 to 200, probably $200, which is a little ridiculous and close to the price of just getting an NVMe replaced. I would recommend, if you're not shy of opening up your deck, let's say, to just get the NVMe 2 terabyte. And I could be thinking of the 1 terabyte. What's the 2 terabyte? We'll look at it later. I think the 2 terabyte is around $200, if I'm not mistaken. But if they're around the same price or very similar, I would recommend just going with NVMe and upgrading it. You're going to get faster speeds and everything. But if you do feel like it's going to be nice to have that portability with a 2 terabyte SD card, or it's just safer, get it. Like, honestly, when it comes out, I do think it's going to take a while before you're going to get your hands on one. But keep an eye out for next year sometime for it to become a little bit more mainstream, especially as gaming hardware like the Steam Deck and everything gets more popular. People are going to want to produce more accessories for it. So it's going to push these pretty hard. Chris Lee, what's the best games to buy for Lenovo Legion Go or work the best on it? I don't know. I had a couple of games that worked fine on it. Tony Hawk worked fine on it. But like I did a lot of testing with Cyberpunk 2077. Did not work great on it. And maybe some other people can tell me if I'm wrong or not. I really did not have a good experience with the Legion Go. But I would assume anything that works well on the Steam Deck is going to work pretty well on the Ally or on the Legion Go. I don't want to crap on the device. I'm sorry. It's just, it gave me some issues. That being said, I can't even, maybe Starfield will work well for you. I'll try to come up with a list, Chris Lee, but I don't have a list off the top of my head. Maybe some other people in the chat do. Raichi, I have an SSD of this brand. I was never able to make it work in any device of this brand. Yeah, Kioxia feels like a very Chinese brand that can be it can be a little questionable. So I'm kind of that doesn't mean that this is not going to work. I am a little hesitant with this brand, but if they're going to be able to do it, other companies are going to be able to do it. So expect 2024 to probably be the year of a 2 terabyte SD card. I would just say expect it. Dude, I like how they can post this in the Steam Deck news and everything, but I can't. I've posted stuff to Steam, okay, that's besides the point. Reddit mods. Hogwarts Legacy player knows how to open. Okay, we're going to skip that one. That one is interesting, but we're going to move on. This one's an interesting one. Steam Deck's custom AMD processor exposed the Van Gogh die shots reveal CPU, GPU core designs, and unused hardware. So the original Van Gogh, hopefully I'm not going into too much detail on this, but the original Van Gogh 7 nanometer APU had some disabled parts of it. When they went and looked at this, the person that went and looked at the 6 nanometer chip, the new one in the OLED, because it was to help reduce power consumption and heat, which also helps with power. They noticed that it was shrinkage, but then additional shrinkage of it. Like there's additional parts of it removed that were not being used. And that's right here with the CVPE, which is used exclusively in the Magic Leap hardware. Magic Leap being, I think, the stuff that like you put your hands over and all that, and it detects it. That's interesting that CVPE is pretty much used by that, and that was added to the chipset, which is so weird that there's this. I don't know. I don't know enough about chip design for that type of stuff, but it's just interesting that it was removed. And then you can look at these. It's so cool. How much stuff that they can fit onto these chipsets nowadays is crazy. Look at that. Yeah, Core 1. So yeah, the APU is a 4-core CPU, right? And then it has multiple graphical cores and then it has controllers and all sorts of stuff just built into this APU. But yeah, so essentially what they're saying in this is just it is different. The 7 and the 6 are different more than just shrinkage. So they did remove some unused parts, but beyond that, it's very similar. It will be interesting to see if they continue to use this type of architecture with, obviously upgraded to the new RDNAs and all that. Okay, so we are going to be near done, and then I'm going to answer some questions. Actually, we're going to ignore this one. Okay, we're going to go over this. I have an SSD of this brand. Okay, and if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, throw it out into chat. Let's chat about it. I know it's been kind of a nothing too exciting kind of day. I don't know with all this, but I'm always down to chat with you guys. So if you have stuff to chat about, let me chat. Some things I'm not going to be the best at answering, but some things I will be. Amnesia Dark Descent. Yeah, and I think this is a pretty good list that Noah came up with from Steam Deck HQ with the Steam Winter Sale going on right now. It's 15 games under, it's games under $15 recommendation. Amnesia Dark Descent is pretty good, honestly. Brotato, Brutal Legends, Bullet Storm, Cook Serve Delicious. This is such a weird one to add, but it does look delicious. Deus Ex. I don't think this is a fully verified game, but the Deus Ex games tend to play pretty well on the deck, and they're pretty just good. They're good Cyberpunk-esque games. They're like dystopian, fully modified human kind of world games. Dishonored, definitely. These are from a lot of developers from that created the studio, and this first game came from Valve, and so it has some nuances to it, but they have a very specific style, which is very weird. Not Valve game related, but yeah. Dragon Dogma is actually still one I still need to play, so I think I have it, but if I don't, I'm going to pick up that game now. Enslaved is another good one. Gary's Mod, while fun, it's much better with a keyboard and mouse than on the Steam Deck. I don't know if I'd recommend something like that on the deck. The Half-Life Complete Bundle does work really well on the deck. Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, and the episodes for Half-Life. I'm a Half-Life fan. If you guys have not played it yet, that's like one of my number one recommended games on any device. Like with the Legion Go, Half-Life's going to be an amazing one for that. Especially if you get it into FPS mode and use that device controller. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 can also be a good one. The problem is you want as much precision as possible, like with the FPS mode controller with the Legion Go, awesome. With which is a pure controller, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 is just not as fun, in my opinion, but I'm also a mouse and keyboard kind of freak. So Mirror's Edge, I could also see that doing really well, being really fun. Portal 1 and 2, perfect for the like on the go. Prey, I've played Prey on the deck, and it's really good. And if it's a Prey and Dishonored 2 bundle for $15 or under, that's an amazing deal. The only problem is that it should be Dishonored 1, not Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2, I haven't fully finished, but Prey is really good on the deck. And it's a fun game, and it looks good. Look at this. This looks good. I can't remember what it looks like if this is actually what it looks like on the deck, or if he pulled the screenshot from somewhere else. Prototype would be another good third-person game to play on the deck. I have not played it yet, but it could be really good. In fact, I should look that up. Is that... We're going to do a quick little check here. Let's see, Prototype. Oh yeah, look at that. Prototype 1 and 2. Huh. It is playable. Probably, this game supports Steam Deck's native resolution, but does not set it by default. Okay, you have to... Yeah, okay, cool. For $5, yeah, I don't even think I own this yet, which is weird. How did I play this? I must have played it through like some special program. I don't remember how I played it. I like Prototype. Prototype is a really fun game. You get to play it as a anti-hero, essentially. Shapeshift, do a lot of cool things. It's almost like Spider-Man meets the other dude from it. That's we don't need to get into that. But it's almost like an anti-hero kind of thing with Spider-Man. Really good game. Definitely recommend it. I think it would play, because like I said, it's a third person, jumping through the sky and all that, and it's older, so it's going to play really well on the deck, and it's just fun. Kind of like Spider-Man-esque game. Any of the Sonics, I've played Sonic, a couple of the different Sonics on the device besides the newest Sonic. Pretty good. My son plays it more than I do, but they're pretty good on the deck. Yeah. Sunset Overdrive is another one of those ones. It came out for, I believe, the Xbox 360. It's really goofy. If you can't stand goofiness, Venom. Thank you, Zombie Jesus. Venom. He's like Venom a little bit in Spider-Man universe. With the shapeshifting and all that. Sunset Overdrive, it's like, it's goofy. You essentially you slide on everything. It's like skateboarding, skating, but was it Icarus? Was it Xbox One? I'm sorry, it was not 360. It was Xbox One. I don't know what I'm thinking. I didn't play it until Xbox One, maybe until like 2 years ago. But Sunset Overdrive is goofy. If you like goofy, like fun things, it's really weird, but more like Spawn kind of character. Both are solid. Yep, I get that. Zombie Jesus. It's been a while since I played, and I love that you helped me out with that Prototype. But I remember it being very, Spider-Man Venom-esque. John Edwards, been taking advantage of the sale, added many games to my library for the new LED. Nice. What games did you get, John? So Sunset Overdrive definitely is a big recommendation if you like goofy games that are kind of like Tony Hawk-esque and that do a good job, have a decent story, and are just weird. And there's so much to it. It's such a weird game. So it's definitely worth checking out. I liked it a lot. But it's not for everyone. Got some RPGs, Telsphonia. All these do have some, from my understanding, aren't the best ports, but they're still pretty fun. And if you've missed them growing up, or if you grew up with them and want to play them again, there you go. Tomb Raider works really well on it. The Alan Wake franchise doesn't hold up as well as I'd hope, but if you want to get into that franchise, it's such a good game. Like, it's just very thought-provoking. The newest one is much better, drastically better than the original. Like, I went back and tried to play it. It's a little difficult. The Batman Arkham collection is also another hard one to. It's not a hard, like, it's. I went back and played it, and it was actually plays really well. I actually highly recommend this for the Steam Deck. If you like Batman superheroes or just beat 'em up games, get the Batman Arkham collection. 100%. 100%. And I think it does work with the deck now. I don't think a year ago you had to do some weird tricks to get it to work. I'm add that to my list, and I'll steal my cart. We can probably click on this and just see. For $10 for all these awesome games. They look good. Actually, even to this day, and on the deck, the Arkham Asylum games are good. He's maybe a little too ripped, a little too superhuman for what Batman is, but amazing games. And no one's surviving what he does to those guys in that game. But these are probably some of my favorite superhero games, period. Hands down. I love them. So definitely, if you're looking for a beat 'em up and don't mind Batman, or you just want to nearly murder people but pretend like you're not, get the Batman Arkham collection. Cat Quest, I actually have this. I'm going to have my son try it out, but I have not tried it out. Control's another one that I know that it was promoted with the Steam Deck. It got demoted a little bit, but I think it's back up there again for the Steam Deck. I have not played it fully. It's from Remedy, same people that do Wake. I'm going to get into it because I think the FBC in it is related to Wake, and now that I'm seeing connections, I want to go back and play it. I wanted to anyways, but I'm definitely going to go play it now after Alan Wake 2. Then, Disgaea 5, if you want a tactical RPG, if you don't mind lollies, it gets really weird with that stuff. But the tactical RPG aspect of it is kind of fun, actually. Dusk is another one that I've played. I haven't played enough of it, but it's pretty fun. It's old school-esque, like Quake style gameplay. They did a really good job. It's very polished. I really like this game, and it's just haven't beat it yet. Yeah, any of the Fallouts I think do pretty well on the deck. It's definitely worth going back. That's the thing with this game, with the Steam Deck. You can think about it. If it's 10 years old, it probably plays really well on the deck if it's supported. Most games these days typically, or especially if they're like really popular games, if it's popular enough, that means they probably already covered it by now. I highly recommend any of the Fallouts, any of the Bethesda games before Starfield and Fallout 76. Play it on the deck. Think you're going to have a good old time. BioShocks are good. I don't know if BioShocks are on this list. Wow, he has such a big list. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I've been playing Andromeda, and it plays really well on the OLED. And one of the reasons I'm playing Mass Effect Andromeda, I actually really like the game. I know other people don't like it. I really like the concept of it. I really hope they come out with a second one. I'm really mad that people didn't like it. And the reason why I like it is I love the concept of them going to a whole other solar system. I like the main mission and some of the sub-missions. Some of the other stuff is annoying, but it has HDR support. And so I've been testing out the HDR and OLED support on the Steam Deck with this, with the Andromeda Mass Effect game, and it's pretty. It's really good. Once I get done with that, I'm going to play the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I've been playing a lot of games, guys. I'll have a list of some HDR OLED recommended games soon for you guys. The Middle-earth bundle, once again, like I said, I played it, and I beat it 24 hours, didn't ever exit out of it in the Steam Deck. I'd played over a 7-day period. I've been sick for 2 months. I would go through, play for a little bit, a couple hours at a time. It was awesome. I'd set the refresh rate to about 45, even though it could handle about 80 frames per second, to improve the battery life. And I was getting good stuff. Like, it's good. If you haven't played any of the Middle-earth games yet, like the Shadow, I haven't played War yet, but the Shadow of Mordor is really good on it. Plays amazing. It's like it was meant for the Steam Deck. Loved it. With a few exceptions of the text being just a little small, and it's kind of where the OLED doesn't pull its weight, and we need a little bit higher resolution, I think. Let's go through some more. Rayman Origins or Rayman Legends. I think Legends is the music one, is just a masterpiece of side scrolls, and it works really good on the deck. I highly recommend it. Any of the Resident Evils actually play fairly decent on the deck for the most part, and so if you're a big survival horror person, get some of the originals, or if you like a little bit more of their action-paced ones, the newest Resident Evils work really well. Man, there's so many. The Tomb Raiders are actually next on my. They're like number 5 on my list. I downloaded a bunch of games. I'm trying to get through a bunch of them on my Steam Deck. But I'm also on break right now from work and everything. But yeah, the Deus Ex. We already talked about the Deus Ex collection earlier on this, but the Deus Ex collection is amazing. If you like cyberpunk, dystopian, sci-fi worlds in the future, I think you'd like it. I think this one's set in Prague. The one they're depicting here, which is the second of this era. Cult of the Lamb, perfect game. Days Gone, it has a little bit of hiccups on the Steam Deck. It's not like you're going to be getting a consistent 40 frames per second, but it will dip below 30. But if you can withstand that, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty dang playable with a few drops. Amazing game. Days Gone is amazing. What are some games that you'd recommend from what are the games that you would recommend from the cell? And Raichi, the problem of Andromeda was the cast. I don't. Okay, so the original characters in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, like the side characters, and we all know who it is. I'm not going to even say his name. We love him. He's one of my favorite companions in the game. But yeah, the companions in Andromeda weren't the best, but it still didn't kill it for me. Like I've played games with worse. I think the problem is they compared it to the original, and I'm like, it's just different. Let the first one be good, and then they'll improve it in the second Andromeda. It was a younger dev team too, also doing it, and some other blah 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 things. I think they killed Andromeda though, which is unfortunate. Which I think it was a good game. The biggest problem with Andromeda was the bugs, which for a lot of people, for me, it didn't bother me that much. But besides the point, plays well on the deck though. Days Gone is an amazing zombie game with an amazing story. So if you love stories and zombies, Days Gone is perfect for the deck for you. Cult of the Lamb, if you want to control people, control animals, that is, esque people, and then go do little dungeon crawls, it's awesome. I haven't finished this one yet. I put quite a bit of time into it, but I haven't finished it yet. I think I'm getting close. Honestly, funny enough, my wife, Susie's beat it way before me. Deathloop's on my list. Dead Rising's on my list. I have it downloaded, and I have played Dead Rising on and off, but it'd be another fun one. Gloomwood. Wow, there's so many games. Guardians of the Galaxy, what I've played on the deck plays pretty well, but it's like Days Gone suffers, where it does have some drops. If you can stand the drops in the really high intense areas, it's an amazing game. And it's a game that would work pretty well on the deck. Persona 3 and 4 and 5, amazing for the deck. But yeah, there's a sell going on. I think 5 could be dipping down into this level. Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake bundle under $2 separate, $10 separately. I don't know what the bundle is together, $20 maybe, but this is an amazing deal. And 2 and 3 are 3 is arguably not that great, but 2 is amazing. Okay. Let's blast. Any Resident Evil. We've already talked about the Resident Evils. Tiny Tina Wonderlands? That is a tempting one, but I'm playing it on Epic Games, and I shouldn't buy it again. Okay, there we go. We're at the end. Cross-check price with the GG deal site. I agree, 56K warning, 100% on that. But sometimes it's just easy to get it through Steam. A few bucks saved is another game purchased, 100% agreed. The only problem with that concept, though, is that, and I know that people are going to argue with me, like, a little extra money also to the developer. Like, if you're buying a game, that a little bit extra money does go to the developer. It does help boost for another game, for them to build another game. So pick and choose. If you're not sure about a game, or if you definitely just don't want to you don't care about the studio too much and you just want to try the game out, GG deals. I've done it a few times. I like it. I think it's a really good call out. 56K warning. Cyber, welcome, man. Been a while. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe I'm just forgetting. Okay. So, with that, I think, we have, what are your top 5 favorite games to play on the Steam Deck, OLED, or Legion Go? Okay, Chris Lee, I could not tell you fully off my list because there's so many good ones. But I will say, like I've said, Shadow of Mordor is going to play really well on both. Batman Arkham Asylum games are going to play really well on both, and they're really good games. Prototype, potentially, but I don't know if I'd put it as in the top. The Valve games, like the Half-Life pack, that is, plays really well in both. Verified. Resident Evil's probably as a fourth set. Just choose one of the Resident Evils. Resident Evil 4, remake, Resident Evil 6, 7, I think they all play pretty well. Resident Evil 8 on the deck, as I'd set that as a number 4. Persona 5, and this is a very robust list, and this is not my top 10, top 5, or whatever. These are just 5 games that we've talked about today, or through this list, that I would probably, like, series or games I would recommend. Like, depending on how much time you have. Actually, yeah, the Mass Effect Legendary, was it the Legendary Edition? This one has 1, 2, and 3. Like you're looking at probably 90 plus hours of gameplay of amazing games. Now, the first, just a little bit of warning, people that have not played Mass Effect 1, or, it doesn't hold up as well as 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are amazing. 1 is, you power through it for the story. It's not horrible. I just don't plan on doing everything. But I highly recommend that for on-the-go play. It's really good. And it looks really good on the OLED, and it looks good on the Legion Go. So, 100% recommend that. Okay, I'll be doing some lists too, and we're going to be doing some lists for coming out next year. Next week, we're going to be going over trailers and games that we're excited for 2024. So if you have not, go to Discord, go to our Games Revealed Discord, throw it out. Maybe, Wolf, we can throw out a thread there for all the games that people are excited for 2024, and I am going to watch the trailers, and we're going to talk about it next week. Oh, you're fine, Wolf. Just remind me. That's it, and we'll go do that in Discord. And also, yeah, let's see. Cyber, yeah, it's been a while, bro. Good to see you going strong. Thank you, Cyber. I have not released a video in 2 weeks or 2 months, but I have been doing the streams. I've been trying to do the streams. I think I canceled 1 week because I was flat out. I finally, and I guess we'll do a little bit of update right now towards the end. So if you can stick around, guys, just for a few more minutes, and then we'll end. I had a good Christmas. Like I said, I got some stuff that will help me. I bought the Legion Go like 2 months ago almost. Like, I pretty much counted it as like my Christmas and birthday. So I didn't get a whole lot, but I didn't really want a whole lot. Wolf, it's so funny. Wolf's playing Once Human, and I need to get a key. Yeah, okay, Wolf, you've convinced me. I'm going to email them and get a creator key. With that, I'm going to try to get some keys to give away to people in the community, so hopefully I can work with them on that. Okay, so keep an eye out for that. I also have a subathon coming up for my Brink channel for Twitch, and coming up in next month. We'll do a bunch of planning. I'll eat hot sauce, do all that other stuff. As far as Games Revealed, we'll see. Health-wise, with any luck, like, I've been slowly, slightly getting better. What has happened is I've had I think like a sinus infection on and off for a few years. And it's like, since I had COVID, it really kind of activated. Like, I had COVID for like 3 days. COVID was easy, but it activated the sinus infection and gave me some weird whatever. The beginning of the year, and then with the pollution and everything else and me getting sick in November, it triggered it again. So now I'm working with the doctor. I mean, I had some x-rays and everything. Everything else is looking decent. I'm working with antibiotics. We got me on a stronger version of antibiotics, steroids, and also some other stuff. Should clear everything up. So should it make it so that I can get going some more? I have not had the energy or the stamina, which I guess is fairly similar, to do videos. If you haven't noticed, streaming, I can get away with doing streaming and talking. Yes, they're sometimes not the most interesting or whatever it is, but I haven't been able to do much more than stream for the past 2 months. You can see I still have a little bit of a cough. And so I just started that. Hopefully that gets all remedied in the next few days. I do want to make 2024 a really fun year, so keep an eye out for some stuff. And I'll be doing giveaways and everything. Thanks, Cyber. I hope you're doing well. Cyber, wow, nice. It is a good game. And where are they giving them away? It's really good. Yeah, they're giving away stuff for the game. I cannot wait to try it. Wolf has been talking all about it, and she's making me jealous. Okay, as far as my focuses for next year, I mean, this is the last one, I guess, before we hit the new year. So my focuses for 2024 are going to be, first and foremost, my video game, like we've been talking about. I haven't been able to work on that much. I've done a little bit of here and there things, but I haven't. Games Revealed is going to be going to a new website. I'm going to be doing some revamping, and it's going to have a new newsletter that is going to go out automatically every week. So that's going to be a thing. It's going to go out automatically every week, and it's going to come out, and there's going to be giveaways every week with it, and special giveaways for people that are Patreon style, but it's going to be through the website. With that is I'm going to start doing very focused updates for the Deck Revealed app. I'm trying to get back into that. It's just very hard to get back into it. But I want to do some focused updates for that. And then finally, I am going to be doing YouTube content here on Games Revealed and also TH3BRNK, the Brink. I'm going to be doing more probably game-related events and updates on my game development journey over there. They're going to be more like vlog-esque kind of style things. And Games Revealed is going to continue to be what it has been. A lot of commentary on games coming out and hardware. So I will be I'm going to be doing some like really well put together videos and a lot of commentary like I've done in the past. So keep an eye out for all that stuff in 2024. And there is going to be a system. Hopefully I get the leaderboard system set up where if you contribute to the community, you're going to get points. You can see who beats the person in the month, and whoever gets the highest points in that month gets that game of the month. And then also people can spend money to get the game of the month. And I'm going to work with studios, or I'm going to buy a bunch of CD keys for certain games of the month. So we're going to have a lot of fun. 2024 is going to be a fun year. I have a lot geared up for it, and I'm trying to simplify things in my life to make it so that you guys will get all this. So it's looking really good. Cyber, I hope you get better soon, bro. I've got too much love to you both. Good night. Thank you, man. Love that you're still hanging around. We still have so much more to do in 2024. Let's make 2024 an amazing year. And thank you guys for stopping by and doing all that you do. It's the support. A lot of people have bought like the coffee from my link down below, and also purchase things from Amazon and all that. Anytime you do any of that stuff, it helps me out. I've been able to pay for stuff to then do content on, and you guys are awesome. Thank you guys. Peace out. Oh yeah, and the podcast is going to be coming back, and also I have tons of content. Oh, and YouTube finally released exclusive, like, so I can make videos before they come out. I can make that so that they're membership only. So if you're a member of the channel, expect things to get better very soon. 2024 is going to be a much better membership time for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for everything, and for liking, subscribing, and bashing that bell with your crowbar. You guys are amazing. Let's make 2024 an amazing year. 2023 was pretty damn good, but I think 2024 is going to be good for us. We'll just see about gaming though.